Hey travelers, welcome back to the 5-Minute Travel Podcast with the Intrepid Traveler, where we uncover the most unique and unforgettable travel experiences from around the world. Let's get started.
Our itinerary today takes us to Gaziantep, Türkiye. Gaziantep is one of those cities that most travelers skip on their first trip to Türkiye. And honestly, that is exactly what makes it worth going. It sits in the southeast of the country, closer to the Syrian border than to Istanbul, and it has none of the obvious selling points. No coastline, no postcard skyline. What it has instead is something rarer, and in many ways more satisfying. A genuine identity. Gaziantep is a UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy. And while that title will mean more once you have eaten there, the food is only part of the story. This city has layers, historical, cultural, and culinary, and the best way to experience them is to slow down and let them unfold. So let us start at the beginning. Your first stop should be the Zeugma Mosaic Museum. This is one of the largest mosaic museums in the world, and it earns that title. The collection comes from the ancient city of Zeugma, much of which was submerged when the Bakırcılar Dam was constructed. What was salvaged has been preserved beautifully, and walking through the galleries here feels less like visiting a museum and more like stepping into a civilization that was almost lost entirely. The piece everyone comes to see is the Gypsy Girl, a small mosaic, deceptively so, but there is something in the expression that stops you. Most people stand in front of it longer than they expect to. Take your time here. The lighting is considered, the layout is clear, and the scale of some of the larger floor mosaics only reveals itself when you give them the attention they deserve. This is your historical grounding for everything else the region has to offer. From there, make your way to Gaziantep Castle. It sits on a hill at the heart of the city, and its bones go back to Roman and Byzantine times, with later work carried out during the Seljuk and Ottoman periods. You can climb to the top and look out over Gaziantep, old districts giving way to newer neighborhoods, the city spreading in every direction. Inside, a small museum documents the city's role in the Turkish War of Independence. It is not a lengthy visit, but it adds a layer of more recent history to what you have already absorbed at Zeugma. Context matters here, and by the time you leave, you will have a much clearer sense of what this place has endured and preserved. Next, head down into Bakırcılar Çarşısı, the Copper Bazaar. If Zeugma and the castle are where you understand Gaziantep intellectually, the bazaar is where you understand it viscerally. The smell of spices, the sound of metalwork, the sight of craftsmen shaping copper by hand in workshops that have barely changed in centuries. It is busy, it is sensory, and it is completely alive. This is also where the food culture of Gaziantep starts to make itself very clear. The streets surrounding the bazaar are dense, with small restaurants, bakeries, and tea houses. Ali Nazik kebab is essential, grilled meat served over smoked aubergine and yogurt, with a depth of flavor that is hard to describe until you have tried it. And then there is baklava. Gaziantep baklava is made with local pistachios and exceptionally thin layers of pastry. It is not the baklava you find in airport duty-free shops. It is something else entirely. After the bazaar, make time for the Emine Göğüş Culinary Museum. It is set inside a beautifully restored Ottoman house, and it is dedicated entirely to the food culture of the region. Traditional tools, ingredients, preparation methods, and the stories behind how recipes have been passed down through generations. It is a small museum, but it adds real meaning to every meal you have eaten or are about to eat. And then, if you have a full day free, take the drive out to Göbekli Tepe. About 90 minutes from Gaziantep by car, this is one of the oldest known temple complexes on Earth, more than 11,000 years old. Stone pillars arranged in circular formations, carved with animals and abstract symbols that predate writing, agriculture, and almost every other marker we associate with human civilization. It is, in the truest sense of the word, extraordinary. Restoration work is ongoing, with projects extending through 2026, so some areas may be restricted when you visit. But enough is accessible to make the journey entirely worthwhile. Your best options are joining a guided tour or renting a car. Public transport to the site is limited. Standing there looking at those stones, the mosaics and the bazaar and the baklava all start to feel part of the same continuous story. This region has been home to human life for an almost incomprehensible stretch of time. Gaziantep is simply its most recent chapter. Practically speaking, the city is straightforward to navigate. There is a tram line connecting key areas, including the center and the bus terminal. Taxis are plentiful and reasonably priced. For day trips further afield, a rental car or organized tour is your best option. Accommodation ranges from business hotels near the station to boutique guest houses in restored stone buildings in the old city. The latter are worth choosing if you can. Waking up in the old quarter, within walking distance of the bazaar and the museums, puts you exactly where you want to be. As for eating, start your mornings with bread, cheese, olives, and tea. Simple, unhurried, local. For lunch, look for beyran soup alongside your kebab. It is made with rice, garlic, and lamb, traditionally a morning dish but served throughout the day. In the evenings, many restaurants offer smaller plates, which means you can graze across flavors rather than committing to a single dish. And yes, finish with baklava, more than once if possible, and from different places. The variation is part of the experience. Gaziantep rewards a different kind of traveler. Not the one chasing monuments, but the one who wants to understand a place, how it feeds itself, how it remembers itself, how it has held on to something essential despite everything history has thrown at it. Come with curiosity, come with an appetite, and give it more than a single day. That's all for today. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast and found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button. Your support means the world to me and helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss an update. I've got tons of exciting content lined up just for you, and you won't want to miss it. Leave a comment below on where you'd like to visit next, and let's continue this journey together.